Welcome, Lunch for Lawrence, episode 17, y'all. This is Thanksgiving week. I'm thankful to have shot 16 episodes. Here, episode 17, I got my guy, Allen Boseman, in the house. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Hey,
Glad to be in
look.
the seat.
Hey, man, I'm happy you are here, man. Look, it took us some time to get him scheduled, but he's here today, so we're going to go through it, man. Let me tell you all about this man. One, he's a husband. He's a father, 3 beautiful children. He's an attorney, has his own law firm, sits on many boards, all right? Gumbo Cleveland, I'm pretty sure y'all heard of it, all my Cleveland people. Politician, I mean, the list goes on and on, or he's in politics. The list goes on and on, man. So we're going to go through all this stuff, man. I mean, and number one thing, as you see on the board, on the wall, hustler, entrepreneur, killing it. So let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it, man.
No doubt.
So, man, it's Thanksgiving week, man. What you got going on? What's the plans for your Thanksgiving, man?
Man, it's crazy. We rotate holidays. My wife's not from Cleveland, so we rotate holidays. So this year, Christmas is in Alabama.
Okay.
And Thanksgiving's here, so we're just gonna post up with my local family and just kick it, man.
So it's gonna be at the house?
We're still debating whether my house or my parents' house,
Okay.
but between one and two.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have Thanksgiving here at my house, and I'm gonna shoot over some family's house later on. So I'm excited, man. Thanksgiving is actually one of my favorite holidays throughout the year, because it's just, the family. You say what you're thankful for, and just it's the time where you can just chill and not do nothing. My show is about the Cleveland entrepreneur. You are definitely one of the guys out here making a lot of noise in the streets, man. So I'm excited to have you in front of me to talk to you about your different businesses. But one, I know you're an attorney, so man, what high school did you go to?
So my freshman year, I went to Cleveland Heights.
Heights, okay.
So I'm a Heights kid, grew up in Cleveland Heights my whole life. But I actually went to a historically black boarding school in Pennsylvania. It's actually near Philadelphia, so it's on the East Coast. Kids from all over the country, really all over the world, go to this school. It's co-ed. It was an awesome experience. My sister went first, and I went second, and literally the best experience of my life, man.
That's what's up, man. So what made you get into law? What was it that was like, I'm going to get into law and become an attorney?
Yeah, originally, I wanted to be an engineer.
Same here. I went to college to be an engineer for 1 year.
Nice. Yeah, I went to all these engineering camps at Case when I was a kid. My uncle was an engineer at NASA. He's been there for like 30 years. Yeah. And so that was kind of my dream. I was really good at math and sciences. Yeah. But when I went to boarding school, one of my professors or teachers, a woman named Miss Holt, she thought I was a really good writer. She thought I was very persuasive. She just liked my vibe. And she said, look, man, I really think you'll be an excellent lawyer. You should really think about it.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, I'll kind of think about it.
Yeah.
And by the time my senior year came around, I was doing AP English and all that kind of stuff. And went to college and double majored in English and finance and became a lawyer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. When it came to passing the bar,
yeah,
how was it your first try?
Oh yeah. I mean, look, man, I'm very competitive. I really hold myself to a very, very high standard. Literally, after I graduated for 2 months, I didn't go get haircuts. I didn't go out. I mean, I had a crazy beard going. I mean, I can't grow a super big beard. But,
right. I got you.
Because if I could, I'd have a Lawrence beard. But, but I just really invested in myself and took that time to really focus. And I passed the first time, and
that's what's up, man.
Got my career going right away.
You became an attorney. You're working for this firm still. What was the first business move that started your entrepreneurship journey while you were still working for the firm?
So it actually started before I started working for the firm.
Okay. Talk to me.
Yeah. When I was in law school, me and 2 other guys, a guy named Kyle Williams and Patrick Hicks, both from Shaker Heights. Yeah. One was in law school, the other was a DJ in Columbus. And we decided to start a promotions company called Telefriend Promotions.
Yeah, okay.
And so while we were there, we threw this. Really, it was one dope ass party we threw called OG. So anybody from Columbus would know this party. It went for 10, 11 years. Okay. It's the precursor to some of the things I do now. Great party, diverse. We had the mayor of Columbus in there, politicians, big time rollers. I mean, we had your everyday person in there. We had your entrepreneurs, your guys who own boutiques. A little bit of everybody. It was a very, very diverse party. We focused on old school hip hop. And that's really how I got started. That was my first foray into entrepreneurship. And to be honest with you, it's been in my family forever. My grandfather He worked for the post office because at the time, in the 40s, 50s, having a government job was like the thing. But at the same time, he owned apartment buildings. He owned several businesses, and he owned just all kind of stuff. Owned trucks. Nice. And my father, he's an entrepreneur. Yeah. He's with Jurassic Aquatic and Pets. Okay. He used to run Heights Pet World, which used to be a hub for, like, believe it or not, it's a pet store, but it was a hub for, like, hustlers and ballers, because back then, fish tanks and doing that stuff, that was like a hot thing in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. Like, if you were a baller, you had a custom fish tank. Right? Yeah, whole wall. So my father, when I was a kid, my dad was doing fish tanks for Mike Tyson, because he used to live here. He was doing fish tanks for Ron Harper. He was doing fish tanks for Hanford Dixon and all these different celebrities in town. And so we'd go to the car show, and I see Hanford Dixon. He wrote to my dad, "What's up, man?" So I always thought my dad was like the coolest dude out. Yeah. And he was an entrepreneur. So it was like, yo, I want to move like him. So even though I went the more traditional route, which is something my dad and my grandfather didn't do, I went the more traditional route. I always had my eye on entrepreneurship. And you got the best of both worlds, man. Yeah. You're killing it. Nah, appreciate it. There's totally nothing wrong with going a traditional route and doing it that way. And at the same time, becoming an entrepreneur, starting an entrepreneurship journey before or while you're doing a traditional route. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. Definitely, man. I learned. I mean, look, there's some things that you can only learn in corporate America. Mm-hmm. Really being in those rooms, dealing with people who look at you and see you differently than you see yourself. Yeah. Yep. It's so much. Yeah. And so I think it's a very healthy experience, just like college. College isn't for everyone. I always tell people that, but it's not just the educational experience you get. It's the social experience. It's the experience of meeting people from different regions and different cultures and really getting to know them and understand them. And so I feel the same way about corporate America. I learned things there that now as an entrepreneur benefit me greatly. That's what's up, man. So when did you, what was it that sparked the decision to leave the firm that you were at and start the Sherman Boseman Group with your business partner? Yeah, man. That was crazy, man. That was a crazy moment in time. I go back even further to when I was at Han Lozier and Parks in Columbus. Okay. I was working with some guys local in Cleveland. People know these folks. It was PMK. It's called Perfectly Made Kicks. We were doing custom sneakers for big celebrities like Jay-Z, Beyonce. Wow. Shout out to my man Alexander John, Towson Ballard. He was the lead designer and one of my best friends, one of my clients. He was the guy really the brains behind as far as the art. And at that point we were doing this. It was so exciting. I'm like, man, I really want to be doing something like this exclusively. Like, I don't want to work for anybody anymore, because we're flying to New York, meeting all these cool people. Yeah. And then when I got recruited by Littler Mendelsohn to come to Cleveland. Littler's one of the biggest firms in the world from a labor employment standpoint. And my partner, Bradley Sherman, very prominent dude in the Jewish community, really in the community period, but he's the campaign chair for the Jewish Federation, just a dope dude. He was the managing shareholder of Littler Cleveland at the time. He's the one who recruited me. Yeah. He literally, it wasn't my idea. I wish I could take credit for it, you know, but we were at dinner one day. He just pulled me aside and said, bro, you know, I'm leaving Littler. I'm going to start my own law firm, and I want you to be my 50-50 business partner. Wow. And I'm like, you gotta remember, like, this is my boss at the time. Yeah. He's the managing shareholder of the entire office. And I know that salary is definitely nice. Yeah. You know, and so and at the time I wasn't even a partner yet. I was a senior associate, probably up for partnership the next year. Yeah. And he came at me with this idea, and I said, you know, I thought about it for about a minute or two. I said, look, if we could work out the finances and make sure I can support my family while we build this business, then we can do it. Because he and I, as much as we identify with each other on so many levels, from morals and values and perspectives, financially we exist in two different worlds. He's a very, very wealthy dude, and he's very successful. He's been that way his whole life. And I've been successful too, but it's levels to this thing. Most definitely. And I wasn't in a position at that time to just take a risk without any kind of safety net. And so we were able to work it out, and we started the Sherman Boseman Legal Group 4 years ago, and it's been thank you, man. It's been the best decision I've ever made in my life. That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Second to marry my wife. Right. There you go. Let's clean that up. Clean that up real quick. Yeah, clean that up. No, that's dope, man.
Yeah, I've been to your office before, man. You guys have a really, really dope office, man.
Thank you, man.
I like what you have going on in there, man. I like how you represent, like Black excellence when you walk into your office. And to me, that's just it's just so important to keep that going. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty dope, man. So shout out to you with the Sherman Boseman Group, man, killing it. You have a lot of clients out here in Cleveland. A lot of clients I know personally. People that own clothing stores and restaurants and clubs and fitness centers and doing all types of things. This man is representing so many people that got it going on in the city. So that's dope, man.
Nah, it's a blessing, man. I'm gonna tell you, when I first started out as a lawyer, you feel the need to conform. You feel the need to fit in to whatever the model or the mode is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so I did that. Yep. And then, like everyone does, kind of. Yeah. And then as you grow in yourself and get more comfortable and get more confident in your skills and your abilities and your intellect, and you realize, like, look, man, like, I want to be authentically me. I want to be me, not when I walk out my office doors, but I want to be me all the time.
Yep.
And I'm a Gemini, and I know people say Geminis have many personalities, but I truly feel like at this point in my life, I have managed to combine all the different versions of Allen Boseman and put them into one. And I live that way. So when you come in my office, there is no shame. There is no who I am. It's on my walls. It's in how I move. It's how I dress. It's how it's everything. You know.
Listen. I'm literally the same way, man. It was hard for me. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 21 years old. So it was hard for me to, like I said, I went to college for 1 year, and for me, it was more so just trying to find my way. And entrepreneurship kind of fell in my lap. Yeah. Because I got introduced to a guy who did real estate. Who I didn't get introduced to him, man. I was working at a bank. I was a teller. Making like I think $10.50 an hour back at the time. Yeah, man. And one thing I hated about that job is every day I had to put on my dress pants, had to put on my dress shirt, had to put on my tie, my blazer, And then sometimes at the branch, depending on what branch I was at, it was like they would make us stand up all day to count money. Like, I can't sit down to be comfortable. Now I go on branches. Now tellers got seats. But back when I was at the bank, we had to stand up. Like, we had to stand up to serve our customer, to count their money to the transactions. And it's like, I'm in dress shoes, standing up, wearing a suit, making $10.50 an hour, counting hundreds of on a daily basis. And this guy came into my branch who was always bringing in these big checks, and I started asking questions. And, he became my mentor. He helped me buy my first house when I was 21. So when I got to the real estate business and I finally quit the bank, I started dressing like myself. Yep. But then I still had like this mentality where if I'm going to meet clients or go to a business meeting, let me throw on a suit, let me throw on a tie. And then I was like, man, hold on. I'm going to these people want to do business with me. Exactly. So I'm gonna come as myself. That's exactly. Let me throw on my jeans, my t-shirt, my tennis shoes, and people still signing contracts, still doing deals. It didn't matter that I had a suit on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if you're more so concerned with the appearance, then we need to do business together. I just know what I bring to the table. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So and
I'll tell you, it takes time to get to that place.
It does.
That's the reality. And sometimes when young cats see me, they're like, oh, I want to move like you. I want to rock like you. And I'm like, look, man, I'm not saying you can't. Yeah. But it took me a long time to get to where I am. Because takes time. It's a certain level of confidence you have to build in yourself. Yeah. To know you still have to be proper.
You still have to be presentable. Right.
But to know I can stand on who I am intellectually, who I am with my morals, who I am with my values, who I am with those things, and not, I got a suit on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm be the first one to tell you this. There's a time and place for everything.
Exactly. Of course.
As you can see right now, I got the grill in.
Right, yeah.
If I go to court, I'm probably not going to wear the grill.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Right. If I go to court, I'm probably not going to wear a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's certain meetings that it's just for, the moment it demands that kind of situation. But at this point, I'm super comfortable in who I am. Yep. And I wear it every day. And it's the most empowering thing ever.
Yeah. We'll get off the subject of entrepreneurship for a quick second. Because since we're talking about fashion and clothing, let's talk about kicks of the day, man. Because this guy, right now I'm currently off of my personal Instagram page. But typically, I'll be posting a hella stories during the day, right? Yeah. And as he's walking into his office, either he's soccer game with his kids or he's going to the office, he always got to make sure he takes a step back, to the day. Got on my Yeezy such and such, got on my Air such and such, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. How many kicks do you got, man?
It's funny, man. I think people think I got like thousands of kicks.
I feel like you do, man.
Like 500-600 kicks.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you look at like,
he probably got 100 or 200. He's keeping it humble. I only got 100, 200 pair of shoes.
Nah, but it's real. I mean, it's funny because like I know cats like shout out to Munch 215.
Yeah,
like
Munch. Yeah.
You look at Munch, like he got 2-3 of every pair. He get everything that comes out that's hot. Yeah. Like I can't like he probably has thousands.
He got to have a storage facility.
And
for
so
all
like
shoes.
I'm a sneakerhead, but that's like again levels.
It's levels, right?
And so that's another situation. Now me, I probably have about, if I'm being real, I probably got about 250 pairs, but I have out of that 250, I got 200 pairs that are freaking heat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's not like something that we gonna argue about or debate about. You know what I'm saying? So I do have a nice collection. It's just not like, I think people think I have more than what I have, but I got a nice setup.
Bro, 250 pair of shoes is still a lot of shoes.
I know.
Listen, I already know this, y'all. I mean, I know you got a very nice house, man. I don't know how how you and wifey got the closet situation going on.
Oh man, that's
or
a
if your
problem.
shoes are stored in the basement, because I mean, imagine, you know, what the closet situation is looking like at home with your wife. Man.
So we lucked up, man. When we bought our house, it was fully remodeled from top to bottom.
Nice.
So we have a very big walk-in closet.
Okay.
Now I will say, my wife does think my sneakers are a problem. Like, now she got her thing. Don't get it twisted. She got her stuff and her thing that she does. But she's able to store her stuff in a different way than I am. I like to display mine. And so I will say I take up a decent amount of space. But we try to divide it up.
You got the
evenly.
boxes, like they go into the shoe.
Yeah, I got the little like plastic boxes. And then we also have some built-in in the wall.
Nice.
So it's pretty nice.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So let's get back onto the hustle entrepreneur stuff, man. I had to bring that up. So I wrote that down. Like, we gotta talk about the kicks of the day, man.
Yeah,
matter of fact, what's your top? Give me top 3 best kicks that you got.
Man, top 3 best kicks that I have. Yeah. Man, my wife be lacing me, man. So I got the Travis Scott ones, the original pair, the highs. Those are probably those are the most expensive pair of kicks I have. Yeah. And probably the most rare. My Chicago ones, probably right up there with the Travis Scotts as far as cost and rarity. And then I'll probably go, man. These are my favorite. These are more my rare and like hitters. Maybe Off-White 5s.
Okay.
Off-White 5s.
Yeah, that's some Off-Whites.
But you know, I got some stuff, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
I'm leaving a lot of stuff on the table.
I can only imagine, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So let's move on, man. Let's talk about Gumbo Cleveland, man. Yeah. This year I had my 37th birthday in July. I think that was your first comeback to Gumbo since COVID hit. So that was dope. I got a chance to celebrate my birthday at one of your Gumbo parties, man. So the Gumbo originated from the Telefran Columbus thing, and it kind of turned into the Gumbo?
No, actually, so that was my background, and then my business partner with Gumbo is Jason Walker.
Okay, yeah.
He has a crazy story with me and Jason, man. We know each other because of his wife. His wife, I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. His wife, Seventh-day Adventist, we went to the same HBCU, Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama, which is also a Seventh-day Adventist school.
Okay. Nice.
She's from Cali. I'm from Cleveland, obviously. We were cool in college.
Yeah.
She ended up moving to Cleveland and taking a job with a Seventh-day Adventist school here. And so she ends up marrying Jason. Yeah. And so I knew her, and I invited her over to the house for dinner. Yeah. And she brings Jason. Yeah. So Jason knew about what I did in Columbus. He had heard about it through the streets. Like, oh, yeah, I heard you did OG, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And then he was like, I got this idea, man. It's called Gumbo. So Jason real sensitive about this. So I got to give him his props.
Yeah, most definitely.
Jason definitely came up with the name.
Okay.
He came up with the concept as far as the horns and the DJ combined together. Yes. And he told me about it. And I'm like, dang, that is dope, bro. Yeah. This is like in April of 2016. Okay. And I'm like, that's dope, bro. Yeah. I like that. Because I had been sitting on the sidelines for a while. When I moved back to Cleveland in 2013, I didn't jump right back into promoting. I wanted to kind of sit back and observe the scene and see where do I fit in? What can I do? I had a lot of friends who were already in the promotions game. Shout out to 8081 and Kelton, those dudes. Those are my guys. I'm from the Heights, grew up with those dudes. I was cool with Arnold and Terry Travis. Those were my guys. I was going to do events with those guys, but I kind of really wanted to kind of, I'm real big about making my own way
Yep.
and making my own lane, so I never have to come in the game off somebody else's back.
I got you.
That's real important to me.
Yeah.
And so when he came to me with this idea, I'm like, man, I've been sitting around for long enough. It's probably time to start doing something. That sounds dope. It sounds different. Let's do it. So that June of 2016, it was my birthday. So every year we do, Albo's birthday bash for Gumbo in June. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, let's make it your birthday party. That'll get a lot of people out, and then let's, really just kill it. Yeah. And so we did it that first time. I mean, it was bananas. At the time, we were at Touch Supper Club.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
I mean, it was crazy. And we were like, we looked at each other, we like, oh, we got something. Yeah. We got something. Yeah. And so now here we are, 5 years later, and it's still rolling. It's still going strong. That's I know people remember the mix at the art museum.
Oh, yeah.
And then the one when we came back in July, that was crazy. I mean, we try to make very memorable events.
Because wasn't it at one point in time it was a once a month?
It's still once a month.
Oh, it's still once a month.
It's once a month. Every second Saturday of the month.
Second Saturday of the month.
Every second Saturday of the month. Now, in July when we brought it back, it wasn't the second Saturday because it was more of a special event because it was first coming back. Right. But it's really the second Saturday of the month. And to be honest, so y'all know, we're probably gonna pare it down a little bit and make it like either once every other month or once even a quarter. I kind of really, my time is getting so monopolized by so many other things. I kind of rather make it a just special event that you only can get once every 4 months or once every other month. Make it a little more rare.
So speaking of time, man, because again,
hold on. November 27th. I don't know when this is airing.
Okay, go
November 27th. We at House of Blues.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna blow it out. VIP upstairs, tables, the whole nine. So definitely come out.
That's a bet. And I'll be here too. So that's this week.
That's Saturday, bro.
Saturday.
That's Saturday. Well, holiday weekend. House of Blues Foundation Room. It's gonna be crazy.
Let me get my sitter in place.
Yeah, you should definitely do that. You should definitely do that.
No, that's what's up, man. But yeah, speaking of time, you wear many hats, like I gave in the intro, man. You got your two boys, one amazing soccer players.
Thank you.
Baby girl, how old is she now?
She's 3.
Man, time goes by fast.
I know,
I feel like she just came last year, man.
It's crazy, man.
Already 3. Now, is she doing anything like swimming or dance, or got her anything yet?
So I mean, it's weird, but soccer's become the family business. Man.
Oh, okay.
And she started playing this past fall.
Nice.
Well, we're in the fall, but she just started. And she's loving it. I mean, she sees her brothers play, so she's like, "That's what I want to do. I want to play. I want to
play soccer."
And so she started, and she loves it. And she's running around. At the time, she had a little pink braids. She loved it. And she had a little pink tights, and she's doing her thing.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, we got my son in soccer last year down in Atlanta. Yeah. Went to those games, and then my daughter, she didn't want to play soccer, but we got her in dance, like ballet and dance.
Yeah, I think that's next, man. Yeah. My daughter is the girliest girl of them all. My wife was intentional about not painting her room pink, not giving her anything pink. She literally said, "I'm not going to do any of that stuff." Yeah. And my daughter's favorite color is pink. She loves princesses. She wants to twirl around the house. I mean, she's the most girly girl I know.
That's funny, man. That's funny. So, man, So, with the time, man, you have, you got the law firm, you're doing the Gumbo, you constantly in meetings, man. One of the other things.
You didn't mention DJ Connect.
Oh, that's coming. That's coming.
I was saying that takes up my time, too.
Man, that's coming. But I know you also sit on a couple boards, and one board you recently sat on this year. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So the first board I got on was After School All Stars. Okay. That's a nonprofit that develops after school programs for inner city kids. Okay. They have a national board. I don't know if a few years ago in the All-Star game, LeBron's team, the team that won, they donated like $250,000 to a board of their organization of their choice. Okay. And at the time, LeBron picked After School All Stars because Maverick sits on the national board. Oh. And so I sit on the Cleveland board. Yeah. But then I just joined MoCA. Okay. The Museum of Contemporary Art, which is a real cool board to be on. A lot of heavy hitters, a lot of good people in the room, and more importantly, man, I'm really about opening up access for our folks.
So that was gonna be my question. Like, what's the benefit of sitting on these boards? Because when you get selected to sit on a board, it's not like you get paid to be on a board.
Nah. I mean, there are some boards not typically, usually not nonprofits, but there are some boards where you do get paid, but not on these types.
So like when you get a chance to sit on a board like these, what are some of the benefits to being on these boards?
Yeah, I mean, the benefit truly is the rooms you're in.
I got you. Connections.
You're in a room with a bunch of people who have all kind of relationships, and you get to these are people you would have never met otherwise. Mm-hmm. So it puts you in another space, in another room, where you can build relationships, make connects. Yeah. And then on top of that, if it's something you're passionate about, like I don't like to be on boards that don't involve things that I'm passionate about.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Because you want to be able to have an impact and some input in how things move within that organization. But if it's something you're not passionate about, you'll find yourself kind of drifting off to the side and not really caring. Yeah. So art is very important to me. I think representation in art matters because art is a reflection of life. Yep. And if we don't have representation in that field, then our life is not being shown in that type of venue. Yep. And so, like you said, if you come to my office, you'll see I have art all over my walls. Yeah, when I did my fundraiser for Bib, I had my clients, shout out to Stina Aliyah. You might as well do the Kanye thing with me, just bing, bing,
right,
bing,
right,
bing,
right.
bing.
Right, I gotta get some stuff for the table.
Because that's what I'm doing at this point. But seriously though, like the art is really important to me. I'm into fashion, I'm into design, I'm into to art in many forms. And so I wanted to make sure that I was a part of something that could do something like that. And on top of that, the venue where Mocha is a beautiful venue.
It is.
So it's not just about the art.
Nice events there.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's about what type of events can you hold there. And so access and being able to open up those type of venues for us to use and for our programming to be part of what they do is really important to me as well.
Yeah, shout out to our new mayor of Cleveland, man, Justin Bibb, man.
Shout out to Justin.
Yes, sir. I was definitely holding it down with the fundraiser, putting the name out there, spreading the awareness. I definitely contributed towards that, man. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Helping that out, man. How was that event, man? And how did you talk about how you guys connected to make that happen?
Yeah, so I've known Justin for a while, man. We met through a mutual friend. Yeah. Maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. And we hung out, we kicked it, we bonded, we vibed. And then, years later, he told me like, yo, I'm going to run for mayor one day. And I was looking at him like, bro, man, right. I don't know if, he's from Cleveland, but I'm like, bro, Cleveland politics, man, you kind of got to pay your dues. You got to kind of, do this, do that. And he was like, nah, bro, it's like, this is my calling. I feel it, and I'm going to make it happen. Yeah. And so I said, well, look, bro, I'm going to support you. However I can, I'm going to support you. So when he, I'm friends. I was friends with a lot of guys who were running. Zach Reed's my guy. Shout out to Zach Reed. Yep. Bing.
Right.
But Zach's my dude. Me and him, we talked early on before he announced his candidacy. I let him know early I was supporting Justin, but if anything ever happened and Justin wasn't in it, I was going to do what I could for him. Right. And it's funny, he and I joked about it on election night. Like, dang, who would have thought that time when we were sitting in your office last fall talking about me running, talking about my candidacy, that we both be sitting here high-fiving and happy that Justin is our new mayor. And so for me, I saw this election as being very divisive, particularly in the primary. I felt there were a lot of things said by certain candidates, a lot of things done by certain candidates that was driving a wedge in the black community between certain people from one group to the other. And so that really fired me up to say, all right, I've supported Justin personally. Now I want to really tap into my network, tap into my collective, and really say, let's really show Cleveland what we are capable of. People always ask me, like, what's in it for you, man? I'm like, it's not about me. Like, I'm really trying to create a collective in our city where we really rock with each other. We stop hating, where we really say, like, yo, Allen, if you that dude, if you that great lawyer, like, why are you not representing me? Why, if you are a great accountant, why am I not using you? If you are a great developer, why am I not using you? We have to start viewing our community as an ecosystem. I mean, you see my partner's Jewish. I watch how they operate.
Real talk.
It's an ecosystem.
Real talk.
And they support each other. And they make that their primary thing. Yeah. And we have to start viewing ourselves that way, because if we really understood who we were, we really understood the power that we have within us and who we really are. And I hope y'all can read through those lines.
You talking that talk, man. Go ahead.
If you could read through those lines, man, know who we are, man. And if you knew and you walked in your greatness, you would stop looking at your brother and hating him. You would look at your brother and love him.
That's real.
And so whenever I see other black entrepreneurs doing well, I try to do whatever I can to support them. I never look at them and go, man, how can I beat him? I'm just not built that way. Yeah. I'm really not.
That's
real. And so that is really what it's all about for me. And that's what it was about with Justin. I really want to help him get to this next level, because I know he can help this city get to the next level. In a room full of young black entrepreneurs, my Jewish friends and family, my white brethren, but mostly a large part of this group was young black entrepreneurs, and we raised over $50,000.
Yeah, clap to that, man.
For a mayoral race, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
I don't even think I didn't really understand what we did. I just put a number in my head like, let's do 50. Yeah. I was looking at the group of people I had. We could do 50.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But little did I know, since I've done that, man, I've been getting hit up by so many people in the political space to like really start working.
Open up some more doors.
Yeah. So
See,
it's been crazy.
That's what it's all about, man. Like the things that what I'm learning from this interview with you is that you put yourself in position to just continue to open up more doors. As another door opens up, another position to open up another door. Another position to open up another door. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just all about, man, just being true to yourself, being honest, being a good person, keeping your word, all those things combined. You know what I'm saying? And then when opportunity presents itself, show up and show out. And the door is going to open up.
I'm going to say something that most people probably won't say because they don't wear their faith on their sleeve, but I do. Mm-hmm. All I'm doing is walking in the spirit, bro.
Real talk.
And I'm being honest on that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like cliche. I'm not trying to like, oh, look how cool I am.
Yeah.
But seriously, at this point in my life,
the
decisions I make, the things I do are not what I want to do. They're not what Allen Boseman woke up and said, this is what he's going to do today.
Yeah.
I literally tap in with God on a, not just, I wake up and just have to read my Bible. I do those things, but it's not to say I did it and check it off a list. It's because I'm really getting fed by this thing. Yeah. This is a book of wisdom.
Yeah.
And so when I tap in and I get that spirit running through me, he says, do this, do that. And I'm like, okay, boom, 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 boom. And then sometimes I don't even know why I'm doing it. I'm like, all right. I'm not like, why am I spending all my time doing this?
Yeah.
Like, why did I spend 2 weeks out of my life? I literally took 2 weeks out of my life and focused on that fundraiser.
Yeah.
I didn't really, I worked in between, but mostly making calls, doing stuff, getting it organized. You know, every person I talked to, I probably talked to for 30 minutes.
Yeah, you did.
And so, I mean, it wasn't like I just called people or sent a text and said, show up.
Yeah.
I was talking to people, persuading and convincing, but I was doing that because I felt like that's what God was telling me to do in that moment.
Right.
And that was the priority. And what I've learned is the more I focus in on that, the more I focus in on the spirit, and the less I focus in on money and trying to make money and do all this stuff and be cool. It's like the money chases you. You like running from it. Like, dang, man, it's coming for me.
What? Yeah.
It's trying to tackle me, man.
Real.
For
that's
real.
So real.
So that's really what you're seeing, bro.
Man, the money it's always there. It's always gonna follow you as long as you're doing right.
That's it.
As long as you're doing right. When you chasing it, that's opposite. I shouldn't have to be chasing it.
Yeah.
You know, put yourself in position where it's coming to you. That's the best. That's the best way to be.
That's it.
Hey, man, I like that, man. I like that, man. So look, we almost done here, man. But it's a few more things I want to tap into and talk about, man. So we talked about the Sherman Boseman Group. We talked about Gumbo. We talked about the politics, to tell a friend. Talked about the boards, man. So many things. The kids, saying kicks of the day, man. The list goes on and on, man. But one of the things that I want to talk about, man, that's new to the city that I know you've been working on is DJ Connect. What can you tell me and myself and the people about DJ Connect, man? What is it? How big is it gonna be? What's your projection for this thing? Like, what's going on, man?
Man, sky's the limit, man.
Yeah.
I mean that.
Yeah.
Like, and there is no cap on what this can be.
Gotcha.
I got introduced to this through one of my clients, Matt, owner of Boiler District and Fire.
Yonder, Cleveland, all the
Bing,
list goes on and on.
Yeah,
shout out to Matt.
Him and Jason Cooper, they go way back. And
shout out to Jason. I went to school with Jason, sister Samantha.
Yep. And he said, yo, he told him he needed a lawyer, and he said, I got the perfect guy for you, and he gave him my number. We started talking, and we decided, you know, it was more important for us to be involved on a higher level than me just being his lawyer, but being actually a part of the business.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And DJ Connect, man, is something groundbreaking for the music industry. What it does is the normal way a lot of people get their music played is through hand-to-hand transactions with DJs, like at nightclubs, where they say, hey, play my music, I'll pay you X amount of dollars. If you can play my music, help me get popping in the city in which I live. And that motto has existed for probably since DJs existed. But it's limited. What if I want to get my music played in California? What if I want to get it played in New York or in Florida or in New Orleans or wherever? How do I get to those guys? And those ladies? There really isn't a way. So what DJ Connect does, it connects the DJ with the artist. And so it creates a snap. And you go on this app, and each DJ will have a price for a particular event. I'll play your song for $500, $100, $1,000, depending on the event, depending on who the DJ is. That's what their demand is for their access. That price can change. And so if you know anything about the DJ industry, most of these DJs feel like they're underpaid, and that they don't have a lot of other ways to really make additional money. So this is one way you could walk into the night having made $2,000-$3,000 through DJ Connect, and at the same time you're getting the early access to new artists. You're getting to play it in new venues. And it's a win-win for everybody. The artist pays for the access, and maybe blow up, maybe they don't. The DJ, he gets connected to a new artist, maybe wants to sign him, maybe has a management company, he likes his music. And so we are just the middleman that facilitates this transaction. And then more importantly, it's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, the initial draw of this is going to be that process that I just described, a Cleveland artist connecting with a big-time DJ in Cali to get his music played at a big event in Cali. That's great. But the true value in this is the data. If you know anything about tech and where money is, it's the data that you get. And now we're at the center of the music industry, introducing new artists to DJs. Imagine what that does. That influence being at that cross-section of the music industry. And then on top of that, we're branding it, just like I talked to you before about being comfortable walking in who you are. If you look at the people involved with this company, it's not your typical guys who are creating apps and who have a tech company. I mean, if you see Jason, he's a former hip hop artist. You know, he's a very successful entrepreneur himself. But you know, he's got the chains, he's got the braid. You know, he's got the look, he's got the Maybach, he's got the Lambo. You know, and so when we all stand there, and literally, if we're standing in front of one of his whips outside talking, people walk up to us and they're like, "Oh, are you a rapper? Or are you this? Or you play football?" And it's like the first thing he always says is, "Nah, I'm a CEO." Because he's trying to change the paradigm, he's trying to shift it to where we understand that you don't understand what a CEO looks like. If I'm walking in myself, this is who we are. We're kings. That we're a different culture. We wear our success differently than others. We've been that way since the beginning of time. And we have to learn to embrace and accept who we are and be comfortable in it. And the more we do that, the more our image and people's perceptions of us will change.
What's up? Hey, man. I'm loving it, man. It's real. What you saying is definitely real. I think that DJ Connect thing is going to be huge. It sounds dope. I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for everything that you got going on. Your plate is full, man. Your plate is full, man. Speaking of plates, man, since this is Thanksgiving week, man, I just want you to share with the people, man, 3 things that you're thankful for, man.
Oh, man. Number one, again, I'm thankful for the Most High. I'm thankful for his son, Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus, for those who call him by his European name. But seriously, I mean, like I said about the spirit, that's my guiding force. That's what I tap into. Number 2, my family. I met my wife at a very young age. I met her when I was 19 years old. She was 18. She was with me when I had absolutely nothing. And so that's why I always tell people, like, that's the best shape you can be in when it comes to a relationship when you both kind of built together. I always say there's nothing that I have that she didn't help me get. Yeah. Like nothing. That's right. And so, and then my kids, man, they bring me so much joy, man. Like I tell people all the time, and I know everybody has their own wave, and I'm not saying everybody gotta have kids and all that, but man, it is such a treat.
It is
to raise children, to impart your wisdom to them, to introduce them to God, all that kind of stuff, man. So, and then again, my extended family, my dad, my mom, all those folks, man, they all mean so much to me. And then number 3, man, because those 2 are easy. The third thing I'm thankful for the hustle, man.
Yeah, the drive.
I mean, you got it on the wall. Yeah. It really fires me up, man. It's one of because everything I'm giving you are things that drive me every day. Yeah. And the hustle is the third one, man. I love the game, man. It's fun. It's fun to me. Like going from point A to point Z. It's like when you step back and look at it. And this is the engineer in me. I like to build. I like to see nothingness. Then build and step back and look at it and go, wow. Look what I just did. And so that leads into one thing I am going to mention because we're working on this now, but I'm building something right now for All-Star Weekend that I haven't told a lot of people about. I'm not even going to say it on this show.
We can talk about it after when the cameras is off, man.
But I will say that if I am able to accomplish what I'm trying to build right now, it's going to be one of those things that I step back and look at and go, wow, I can't believe I did that. Because it's going to be something no one in Cleveland has ever done for this type of weekend.
Well, I'm hoping it all works out, man, and just falls into places the way you predicted and wanted to.
Yep.
So, man, last question, man, and you kind of touched on this earlier when we was talking about Justin Bibb and politics, man. But give me your thoughts on just like the city of Cleveland. How do you feel about the city? How do you feel about the city in the next 3 to 5 years, man? And as far as entrepreneurship and everything too, like what's your take on the city, man?
So, I love the city, man. I'm a person who is a story of like, wow, I can't believe he came back. Like I said, I went to boarding school near Philadelphia. I went to college down south. I happened to go to law school at Ohio State. But I never had any plans of coming back home. Not that I didn't love the city, but I spent so much time in cities like DC and Atlanta. It was like, oh, I'm gonna go to DC. Or Atlanta or somewhere like that. All my homies are there. It's a good place. Or maybe New York. But God saw it fit to have me move back home through a series of events. But when I got back home, I looked and I said, I was reminded, one, of how dope this city really is. And me being a Heights kid, I love the Heights, bro. Anybody who knows me knows I love Cleveland Heights. And when I moved back home, it wasn't even just about being in Cleveland. It was specifically about having my kids grow up in Cleveland Heights in a diverse community on so many levels, from socioeconomic to race to religion and all those different things. And so once we did that, man, I stepped back and looked at the city and there was so many opportunities. Like, it's so many lanes. I mean, if you go to a city like DC or New York, there might be 5 or 6 Allen Bosemans running around doing what I do. In a city like Cleveland, I mean, not to be arrogant and not to whatever.
That's real.
I'm a one-on-one.
Absolutely. I agree.
Just like you a one-on-one for what you do and how you move.
I agree.
And so when I saw those opportunities, man, I said, what can I do? Not just for me. And again, I want to keep saying that because it's about a collective and it's how we got to start thinking. But what can I do to help the city move forward? It started with the events, giving people fun stuff to do. Then it became my law firm, providing a business for people to get top quality legal services that maybe they couldn't get in other circumstances, or maybe someone who didn't understand their business because they weren't connected to the culture. And then now I'm doing it on a larger level, with my relationship with Justin, as his lawyer and as his friend and as a confidant. And so, he is going to do great things for this city. But the reality is we all have to lean into what it is that we're great at and what it is that's going to make us special in this city. And because it's an opportunity for everyone to really win. If you put yourself in position to win right now, it is our time. That has been in every room I'm in. Every room I'm in now, I never forget to say, it is our time. Not my time. Our time, man. And if we all really connect like Voltron, bro, like all them lions come together, man, we gonna form a beast that cannot be stopped. And if you look at what happens in Atlanta, so many people in Cleveland are running to Atlanta, and I know it's a great city. My brother, and sister-in-law live there. But when you go to Atlanta, what you see is black people collabing, connecting, and building so much wealth together that they have so much political and economic power.
Influence.
And we have those same type of entrepreneurs and people here. We just don't collab and connect like they do. We're so busy fighting for our own little piece of the pie instead of finding ways to connect. So what I see Cleveland being is the next Atlanta type city.
It is.
Over the next 8 years, if we really lean into this moment and we really focus on what our talents are, what our gifts are, the Most High is going to put us in a position to reap blessings that we never thought were possible.
That's real talk, man. Well, Al, man, it was definitely good having you on here, man. Chef Jamie just walked in the house. Hi, Jamie.
How are you? I can't wait. I can't wait.
Jamie, this is Al. Al's Jamie.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
You know, Jamie's always holding it down, man. Jamie, what did you bring today?
We have got some 3 cheese and spinach ravioli with some grilled chicken, and I made you guys some lamb chops.
Ooh, that is a
lamb
spread,
chops, 3 cheese raviolis, chicken. Okay, you said grilled chicken. Grilled chicken and some lamb chops.
Man, this dude right here, man.
Listen, man, this is hey, man. Look, I'm just happy to bless those who are just doing their thing, man. This is all about, man. Just you come here, we talk about entrepreneurship. You got a lot going on. So let me give you your flowers while you're here, man. Give you something to eat on me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I appreciate that.
Episode 17 in the books, man. To everybody that's watching this week, happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving with family and friends. And that's it, man. It's a wrap.
There it is.